What's going on, YouTube? William Barry here, coming at you with another video. We're putting 3 out in a night. Let's go. I did fall behind. I got caught writing about like 9 chapters of my novel that are released currently on Wattpad. I have 3 more to upload, plus short stories and color stories and things that work alongside it. Trying to build a world that you might even be able to use in Dragons and Dungeons and shit, man. Anyway, I am known as a League of Legends content creator. A lot of you are new to this channel. My biggest blow up was reacting to a Thresh video, and then I did a deep dive into Pentakill. I'm a huge League of Legends fan. I loved Arcane. So the song that I'm going to listen to today isn't the first time I've heard it. I've watched season 2 on 2 separate occasions, I think 3 actually. And the song is featured in the show. So I've heard it. So it's not really a brand new reaction. And instead of just watching the official music video, a buddy of mine told me that I could react to it in a way that was new, and adding new flair to it by watching the live reaction from the Video Game Awards. Now, I didn't watch it initially on release, because me and League are having a lover spat, though despite my strength. A buddy I call my son, that I've been playing League of Legends with him since he was 14, who's now like 26, for like 12 years now or something. He always brings me back, that son of a bitch. So anyway, all that to say, today we're going to watch The Line, the live performance. I was told it was pretty good. I prefer my music sometimes live, so we're going to have fun with this. If you don't know anything that I'm talking about, that's okay. This is an opportunity for you to learn. And more importantly, Arcane, despite it being an animated TV show on Netflix, is beautiful. It's not just a cartoon. It plays on heavy themes and heavy dynamics that delve into poverty, power structures, but no side is wrong. It's written so well that you can empathize with all of the characters present. And that is when art becomes something mythic. It could have just been another shoehorned in, like, money's bad. It wasn't. Season 1 was an amazing season. And season 2, even though a few people didn't gel with it as much, it was artwork in human form. Just the animation alone is pornographic. That's all I'm going to say. It's not even pornographic, but it's so good that it's pornographic. So today we're going to dive back into our roots, and we're going to take a look at some League of Legends Riot Game music, the source of all of the traffic this channel has ever gotten. And we're going to do it together. So here we go. Whoa! I need to switch over to the reaction screen, huh? There it is. I wish I had a cigar right now. Like, Jesus fuck. All right. Let's see what we got. I'll try not to pause as much, but we know I will. Okay, so this is multiple songs from the show. They always kind of do this at Riot Games when they do their songs. They just mash them all together. Though this was for the Game Awards, so it might be slightly different. I believe this song was called Wasteland. And it is hauntingly beautiful. And let's see how she does live. So I might have misquoted what I was. So there's multiple artists on this. So there's, okay. And that D4VD put out my favorite song in the entire show. So I'm here for it. My buddy just logged on to War Tales.
Maybe then I could finally be free. Maybe.
Something that Riot Games has always done is utilize violins. They are like, it permeates every song. Runeterra as a world feels lived in. And it's one of the first fantasy worlds that I ever fell in love with. I never fell in love with like Warhammer, which is like space fantasy. I never fell in love with like D&D or Magic the Gathering, but the one, or even World of Warcraft. And as much as I love Monster Hunter, I didn't fall in love with the world itself. But Runeterra permeates a sadness to me that is so breathtaking, and it's embodied in almost every character, even the happy ones. Like even death itself, Kindred, is eternally sad. So lonesome that they split themselves in two. It's... As someone who spends the majority of their time alone, especially in the last couple of years, and especially as more and more people have moved on from League of Legends, we went from a Discord community of like 250 to like 9. That shit resonates, man. I fucking love this shit, dude. So soft.
Maybe then I could finally be free. Maybe death is like falling asleep. This world is a wasteland where nothing can grow.
How is she doing better live? Like, oh, that was so good. Like, okay, so like if the words aren't as clean, they're not as polished, but that was so like, a lot of people don't like breathy singing, and I understand why. It's harder to hear, it's harder to imitate, it mutes the noise. But here, it's so good. Like it's a gasp of life, almost like the surrender. Like if you listen to the words, death is just like falling asleep, and then everything kind of just comes down to like rhythmic breathing, and it accentuates the fullness of the song by doing something like that. It's so glorious.
Maybe death is like
Falling asleep.
this world is a wasteland where nothing can grow. I used to have strength, but I ran out of hope. I know it's my fault that I'm here. This world is a wasteland. Don't let me go, 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 go. Don't let me go.
You know what's crazy? I hated Jinx as a character. I just thought she was a Harley Quinn knockoff. I mean, I played her every once in a while when I got stuck ADC. I think I got her to level 5. Because that's what my goal was, to get every character to level 5. I have really high mastery points, even though I've taken a 2-year break, a 1-year break, and other stuff. I'm like usually the highest level on all my friends list and the highest level of mastery points still to this day. I think I was in the top like percentile of people that played the game mastery wise. Which I mean, the top percentile was like 20,000 people, so it's like nothing. And that doesn't mean anything when the highest rank I got was gold. So don't think I'm bragging about my skills. But what this song managed to do, and what that season of Arcane did, made me really like Jinx. The end of season 1, I really thought I hated her even more. I was like, yeah, this fucking bitch. And somehow these writers made me like a character that I did not like at all by the end of the second season. And the fact that she actually went through a genuine hero's journey. Like, she's not redeemed for the bad things she did. And she's still bad. But you can understand and empathize with why. And that is the mark of good writing. Arcane wrote some of the best characters I've ever seen, from Silco being probably still hands down the greatest character, and taking the traditional hero such as Vi and flipping her on her side and giving her so much inner turmoil, and then ultimately caving to so many things, was such a brilliant move. I pray that one day my writing can match the masterpiece that was Arcane. Just saying. And also Jace, favorite character in the show. Never thought I'd say that. I hate Jace as a character. I barely played him. I didn't get him to level 5. Okay? Jace sucks. But in Arcane, his standoff with Silco at the end of season 1 was some of the best writing I've ever seen. It is up there with fucking Game of Thrones, okay? And then his character arc in season 2 shattered me. My God. So soft, dude. It's haunting. It's ethereal, man. Fuck.
Show yourself. Show yourself. Nah. Not me.
Dude, holy shit. Did you hear him hold that note? That was fucking gorgeous. This dude sings like an angel.
Not me.
Ooh.
Not me.
Oh!
Remember me. Remember.
This is my favorite song, by the way. I didn't know who this guy was. I never looked into it. I was being lazy. I apologize. This scene in the show broke me. I don't cry very often, okay? This shit hit. I will say, in full transparency, that I did cry like a bitch in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth when, I weep, dude. Like, fucking, I couldn't stop myself. Didn't even play the game. I just watched all the cinematics. I don't own a PlayStation. But I love Final Fantasy VII. Of the scene where Aerith's mom had her thing in the train yard and Aerith is looking for someone to come help her. Holy fuck. And then when she actually, her moment happens. Arcane is one of those shows that match that intensity in almost every 3 arcs. This show, this music, is a masterpiece. This is one of the rare examples of someone actually using money and like Hollywood level production to make art. This isn't just a guy in a forest with a guitar belting his soul to an unknown audience. This is commercialized art in a way that digs to deeper issues. Now, it doesn't dig as deep as those guys in those forests and stuff, but it doesn't need to. It relies on you to do some of the heavy lifting. This is good shit. I didn't know who this gentleman was, and now I'm even more blown away. Jesus Christ.
Remember me, I'm on my own.
Remember me.
I'm too far gone, I couldn't see. Remember me.
If I have to give one criticism to Riot Games and their music department, I don't know why all of their live shows, as beautiful as they are, all of the people look absolutely retarded. Just saying it. Their outfits always suck ass every single time. I don't know why they do that. I wouldn't think it's just an offshoot of like an individual, because like all of the world music always looks awful. Like, it's cool. They do a lot of performative dancing and stuff, but the outfits always suck. But that's just me. I have to give some criticism. I don't have like a room talk, black t-shirt, and I'm 500 pounds. So like, I fucking love Vander, dude. Remember me, remember me.
All the times I cut so deep, all my life I couldn't breathe. Remember me, remember me, remember me, remember me. Oh, oh,
This guy is brilliant. That was beautiful, dude. Holy Jesus. I thought this was just a line. All right, and now we hit the emotional crescendo of that. So Vander's story is gorgeous. Now they did work a little dirty. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be honest. It's kind of a bummer. But Vander, man, as a character, like, you know, he's destined to have a terrible fate. But he is like peak masculinity. The line that Silco gives him, you're willing to die for a cause, but not fight for one, is gorgeous. And it encapsulates the way of any true warrior. I think it was Musashi Miyamoto, or maybe Keiji Maeda, that both of these guys became poets long after their reign as successful warriors. Some of the things that they talked about as the mark of a true warrior is knowing when to lay down your weapon, knowing when to enjoy the silence and the brevity of that silence, knowing that art is more important than war, but knowing that war is sometimes necessary. Sometimes strength is a requirement. What's the one quote that he did? That better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in war, or something like that. One of the core tenets of being the embodiment of like Bushido, or just a good warrior in general, or anything that Marcus, I don't know how to say his name, but he's like a famous general from the Roman Empire. Was it Rome? Yeah. Marcus Aurelius is, you have to be willing to go to war for your beliefs, but you don't have to want to kill for them. All things in life are sacred. Life is sacred. When we do those things, we are going against a universal concept of human flourishing. But sometimes those things are necessary for your worldview, or for your view of what is righteous and right with the world to thrive. Vander embodies that wholly. He understood that war has costs. He saw it in real time when he adopted the kids, the byproduct of his war. And even though he believed in his cause, it wasn't worth the damage that it caused, because he was no longer willing to lose those kids. His actions got people killed. That's why when Silco says something like the base violence necessary for change, he isn't wrong either. Sometimes violence is a requirement. You can look at Nelson Mandela as a perfect example of that. They had to do violent things, but overall they wanted peace. It's a complicated thing that's hard to work through. Vander is like peak perfection, and a story where masculinity can still shine. There are hundreds of great examples of strong warriors throughout time that everyone forgets. It's not just raw strength that makes you who you are or a capable fighter. It's knowing when to apply that strength and having the wisdom to not always utilize that, which is something that's often left by the wayside by a lot of the Spartan-esque guys that adore and worship these cultures. They romanticize the war, but not the person, not the belief which they fought for. Like Kenshin Uesigi and Shingen Takeda were at war with one another, vying for power, one of them wanting to become the next shogunate. They still helped each other's citizens in drought. Think about that. You could have let your neighbor starve. It would have made your attempt to overtake them easier. But their war wasn't with the citizens. It was within the ideas and ideals between two people. And the war is terrible, and war causes unforetold catastrophes to mankind. You can still be a human in that darkness. And that's something that Vander can encapsulate in just 3 episodes before he's no longer present in the mainline story up until his reemergence as the Beast. And that's why his tragic fall into the Beast hits even harder. Because it's not just a guy that got lost in bloodlust. It was a man who had unlocked the secret to the world and was forced to become the Beast that he never wanted to be. That's fucking beautiful, dog. Oh. A fucking full orchestra, dude? Okay. Okay.
My body's on the line now.
I don't even like 21 Pilots. They're so overplayed. But this guy, this group was perfect for this song, dude.
My body's on the line now.
So soft.
I can't fight this time now. I can feel the light shine on my face.
Fuck. This is fucking live, dude. How is he so good? The line, I can feel the light shine on my face, is hauntingly beautiful. It's the zenith of what you feel before the light fades. It's usually the eclipse of your life. The reason why 21 Pilots was perfect is, one, even though these guys are very mainstream, they're very popular, something that this artist does very well, like in a song Stressed Out and a handful of others that I can't remember, even though I didn't really like the Suicide Squad song. I think it was Villains or whatever. I think that was them. Was they encapsulate some of that internal angst very well. And that's important because this song is supposed to not only be the crescendo of the entire Arcane series, but Victor's descent in becoming the very thing he strove to not be. The line that he says, I quote it all the time, in our pursuit of greatness, we failed to do good. That man becoming an aspect of removing people's free will in the pursuit of good, one, is beautiful. It's the same kind of thematic resonance that exists in Vander's story. He was forced to become the Beast. Victor is forced to become an aspect of the Arcane. And in the pursuit of doing good, he's willing to do great evil. Again, it plays back into one of the first lines in the second episode. What was it? Fuck, come on, Reamer, don't fuck this up, will you, stupid bitch? If you're looking to change the world, you don't ask for permission. I think that's it. He always saw himself as an outcast of the society that he was a part of, and rightfully so. The power dynamics between Piltover and Zahn are present and there. They're real. They're felt and they're lived in. He was always looked down for his incapabilities, but he forgot to mention that Heimerdinger never saw him as lesser. Heimerdinger took him in regardless of his stature. And even though Piltover is a terrible place that does terrible things, it's still full of people that do great things. And even though he was probably scorned at by a handful of people in that society, they let him be one of the most powerful, prolific members of that society. And of course, his own ego and his own mind just saw himself as just an assistant. There is so much complexity to Victor's character and Jace's that it makes this moment earned. The self-doubt, the feeling of weakness, the feeling that he wasn't enough, and the feeling that he failed to live up to the giants that he strode behind, only to cast his own shadow over the world that eclipsed everyone before him. And Jace doesn't save the day by being the hero. He saves the day by reminding Victor that despite all of those, he always had people that saw him for what he was. A young man trying to save the world through inventions that could make people's lives easier. And that he was crossing a threshold that he can't cross. By doing so, he was becoming a villain. This is amazing writing. And it's felt not only through the animation, not only through the actual show itself, not through the dialogue, but also through the fucking music. And this song encapsulates that through and through. It's fucking gorgeous.
My body's on the line now. I can't fight this time now. I can feel the light
Shine on my face.
Did I disappoint you? Will they still let me over? If I cross the line, take a seat. But I would rather you not be here for what could be.
That's such a cool line. Like you don't want people to see your darkness. And we all have those moments of them. It sounds like a throwaway line, but it's not one, dude. Jesus Christ.
Line. Take a seat, but I would rather you not be here for what could be a final form. Stay your pretty eyes on court. Keep the memories of who I was before.
This there's a reason why Remember Me went before this song. Keep your memories of who I was before. He's afraid of his final form. Every hero becomes a villain eventually. If they live long enough. The thing that makes you a hero is the thing that turns you into a villain. That's so beautiful.
Stay your pretty eyes on court. Keep the memories of who I was before. So stay with me because my body is on the line now. Pull the blanket tight now. I can feel the light shine on my face.
God damn.
Disappoint you? Will they still let me over if I cross the line?
Haha, my boy, what you doing?
Please don't let them see me. Sure, there's nothing left to try. I can feel the light shine on my face. Did I
What the fuck was that, dude? That's not in the original song. You didn't do that. That was... Okay, I gotta hear that again.
Please don't let them see me. Sure, there's nothing left to try. I can feel the light shine on my face. Disappoint you? Will they
I'm sorry, boys. We gotta do that again. That is fucking dirty raw, dude.
Sure, there's nothing left to try. I can feel the light shine on my
That was like, that was so much emotion, but it was brief. He didn't overindulge, which I would have loved it if he did. But by toning it in and keeping it within rhythm of the music, he didn't break up any flow, and he let the instruments do their thing. He didn't overindulge, which if I was him, I would have. But that constraint, man, that's actually a beautiful contrast to what you expect him to do by belting that much. The fact that he can go from that back to that in such a short time and such a short, like, that's actually genius. That's genius, actually. Jesus Christ. One more. I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. Look, I know people hate this shit, but oh, it's so good. It's so good.
If I cross the line,
And then it ends on a somber note. Fuck yes.
if I cross the line.
Oh, Jesus, man. Oh! I don't have to worry about people seeing how fat I am. People don't watch this long anyway. Oh, I missed my trash can. Oh, what a fucking shot to end on, dude.
Hey, Joe, check out this sweet thing.
Oh, Paul Rudd, please stop promoting that dog shit console. Don't make me lose my little respect I have left for you, you son of a bitch. I'm sweating, dude. That was, God, that was an experience, man. The crazy thing is I've heard all those songs before, but I didn't hear them that way. Man, live can just be way stronger. Like, that was such a better version of that song. No matter what happens with Riot Games or League of Legends, their music department will always be the shining example of what music can be, especially when backed with such kind of money. You can still get raw, visceral performances. Sorry, I apologize. From mainstay big artists. Like, that's Jesus Christ. What a night, dude. React to 3 videos. Hi, I'm Ren. Jake Kahn's Frostbite. And all of that in one go. Like, I have been on an emotional roller coaster today. Regardless of how far you got in the video, if you have something to say, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. You listen to me run my mouth for, what was it? Oh, fucking 33 minutes, Jesus Christ. An hour and a half worth of content tonight. So if you want, you got to get something off your chest. Do so. Even if it's just to criticize my poor performance, poor camera, or how unwatchable the video is. I've earned any of your criticisms, and that's the way that it works here on YouTube. But if you have anything you want to share about your experiences and how this music reflects to you, that's also warmly welcomed. If you took the time to watch and click my video, I need to take the time to read and watch your comments. I'll do my best to respond to every single one of them. And if you want to dive into some more of my bullshit, I have a long laundry list of videos already here on this channel. I've been doing this for about 12 years, or since 2013 or something. Hasn't always been reaction content. There's been a lot of dumb league videos and poorly made videos, but feel free to check any of that out. More importantly, if you want to help a small artist, I do produce my own original work called Ill of Men. It's on my Wattpad. It's free to read. All you have to do is make, I think, a link or whatever, or an account. It costs you absolutely nothing. I'll never charge anything for my work to be read. If you are a fan of Game of Thrones, League of Legends, and stuff like that, it has a similar cadence and theme to those things. And realistically, I'm just looking for feedback before I get too deep into the story. I'm about 20 chapters deep, and I want to know if it's even worth continuing to do. Anyway, enough for my self-plug. Have yourself a wonderful night. You guys are beautiful creatures, and wherever you are at in your journey, I hope that if I said anything today and it made you feel good about a thing, that your click was worth your time. And if not, I apologize that I'm not to your particular liking. Anyway, I've rambled on nearly enough tonight. I've done more talking today than I do in a week. So I'm going to light up a cigar. I'm going to sit here and probably listen to some Alice in Chains and contemplate life and its many, many, many pitfalls. Anyway, have yourself a wonderful day. You be beautiful. See you in the next video. Thank you.